So this is our Shako band. They are made up of 7th graders, and the reason that I don't call them the 7th grade band is this is a little more than half of West's 7th graders in band. 102 is the most 6th graders I've had since I've been the band director here. So that is getting right back to our pre-COVID numbers, which for me feels amazing. So to my 6th grade parents, thank you. Thank you for sending me amazing kids that not only started last year, but continue this year and keep working to get better. Behind me is 45 7th graders. I have another 30 that meet with 38 graders. So that gives me 75. Last year as 6th graders, they were a group of 90. So I only lost 15, 6th to 7th grade, which is pretty awesome. So to my 7th grade parents, thank you for the same exact thing, but one extra year, and keeping them motivated and coming to make music to me. It's not lost on me how incredibly lucky I am. And so I thank each and every one of you that I get to come here and teach kids how to play instruments and make music. That's pretty ridiculous. That's my job. So thank you all. And thank you for coming and dealing with me being crazy and making music, even though I'm nuts. So we're going to start off the Shako band with a piece called A Jubilant Spirit. And as the composer describes this piece, she says, what does jubilant mean? Extreme happiness, joy, and excitement. And it is her goal to have this piece demonstrate, show, and sound like that amazing emotion through dance-like melodies, a quicker tempo, not super loud dynamics and volume, but louder, and a 3/4 time signature, which means 3 beats in a measure. We're going to bring a jubilant spirit and sound to West Auditorium right now. Here's Shako Band's first piece, A Jubilant Spirit. joy-filled piece. We're going to shift gears pretty hard for our next piece called Funky Penguins. This is a blues. I would call it a dirty blues. When the trombones and clarinets come in with their melody at measure 29, I'm hoping you know exactly what I mean, because they're just going to lay into it and lay down just this really nice, dirty blues melody. that we've had a lot of fun. This piece has challenged us. We've added a bunch of new rhythms. They're called syncopated rhythms. Rhythms that happen off the beat. So if you're tapping your foot, when it goes down, that's on the beat. We're playing when the foot goes up and kind of then all over the place. So it's been a really fun challenge to learn these new rhythms and to grow as musicians and to get to play a fun bluesy piece too. So our second piece on the night is called Funky Penguins. One more piece, and they actually chose what piece we were going to end on. And I'll tell you about it in a second. Before that, I want to thank a couple of people. First of all, I want to thank our choir teacher, Miss Catherine Gubrud. She's not only an amazing teacher and showing me new things and new ideas, she's just a really awesome person. I'm so very lucky to get to have her as a colleague. I'm very blessed. Let's give her a round of applause. Miss Chase, she's in the back running crowd control and making sure that the iPad gets hit record. Thank you. And finally, I'm going to give one more thank you to the parents. I know I have a 7th grader who is playing on the 5th in our Saber band. I know how difficult it is to motivate a student to want to practice. And sometimes it would be easier to just pull teeth than to get them to play. And so I thank you very much for reminding them to practice, reminding them to bring their instruments when their lessons are, and all the things that make my job not only possible, but a lot easier. So thank you very much. Our final piece, yes, please. Good, it's a lot of here. I know some of you are going, really? It's a little mean. But maybe maybe I am a little hopeful that we have a real winter this year. But this is a piece of music that I chose to get the students to play a little slower. It's not super slow. To play a little quieter. It's not super quiet. But to move in that direction, away from just fast and loud. Little did I know that it would become their favorite piece, and it would allow us to dig into their musicianship. Not just how many notes you can play in a beat or two and how loud can you play, but really to blend our sounds together, to work on balance. Can you hear all of the different parts, all of the different instruments, and to play with a warm, pleasant sound. They said they wanted to end with it, and even though it's not our most exciting piece, they said, Mr. Taylor, this is our best piece, we have to end with it. I just set the bar pretty high. Oops. Or, we're going to knock this one out of the park. When they're done, they're going to take a bow. I'm going to give them a couple directions to do a little bit of packing up. We have a presentation in the morning, first hour, so they're going to help me with just a little bit, and then they'll definitely be out to you in about 10, 15 minutes, I promise. It won't take that long with 150 6th and 7th graders, but thank you for coming. Happy early holidays. And here is the first fallen snow. Maybe not actually see it for a little bit.